There are not many electric bikes that you can do this with. This is the carbon fibre frame on the Mach4 N1 Air. Weighing around 16 kilograms makes it an ideal choice for carrying in a camper van. So it doesn't eat your payload and can be put on most standard bike carriers. Don't let the carbon fibre make you think it's uber expensive. It's a surprisingly sensible price. So stick with us as we take a closer look at it and test it out. Don't forget to check out our other videos on everything campervan and motorhome related, from solar to water, heating to gadgets, tyres to trips. If you like this video, please do hit the thumbs up. It really does help me to know what you like, and you can ask any questions or give feedback in the comments. If you want to make sure you don't miss any of our future videos, please hit the subscribe button, and clicking the bell will give you a notification when a new video goes live. Finally, if you do decide to hit the thumbs down, it would be great if you could also leave a comment so I know what you didn't like. The Mach4 N1 Air isn't just light, it's also feature packed. Not only with everything you expect of an electric bike, but also the added protection of its built-in internet connected tracker and alarm system to help keep it safe. I'm sure you're eager to get a closer look at it, so let's get on with it. The Mach4 N1 Air is available both in a standard and a step-through design with a normal price of £1,499, but right now there's £100 off as standard, plus if you use our link and discount code from the video notes there's an additional £100 off. I'm reliably told these discounts end on the 7th of May, so you may not want to hang around if the rest of this video suggests it's the right bike for you. So for just £1,299, what are you getting? Well, that carbon frame weighs just 1.28 kilos, making the whole bike weigh just under 16 kilos. But it's not been scrimped on elsewhere, as it has the superior torque sensor rather than a cadence sensor, making for smoother assisted riding. The removable Samsung battery is well proven and long lasting, plus built-in theft protection and tracking help to keep your bike safe. And all this in a full-size traditional style bike is very impressive. You can see here that the geometry of the bike matches very closely with a traditional bike rather than the sit-up style of other models, which we expect will make it a very pleasurable and dynamic ride when we test it out later in the video. As usual, unpacking and assembly was easy and simple. Taking a closer look, we've got mechanical front and rear disc brakes, 7-speed Shimano gears. That sleek looking frame houses the battery securely and discreetly, yet it's easy to remove for charging either on or off the bike. Front and rear integral lights mean that you are never left in the dark. The built-in anti-theft alarm not only warns the thief away, but being internet connected sends a notification to the Engwe app on your phone. Enabling and setting the passcode on the bike gives more protection, but it can also be unlocked from your phone or with what Engwe calls induction locking. Enabled, the bike recognises that your phone is nearby and avoids the need for a passcode. As well as other functions, the app also lets you locate your bike with a beep and a flash of the lights, but it can also be located using its GPS location in the app. All the security is not reliant on the main battery having its own built-in backup. So with all that tech on board, let's see how it performs at the test track, starting with a regular Power Assist Level 5 casual ride. So the Mach4 N1 Air is a very different bike to the ones that we've previously tried, having a carbon fibre frame, making it really light, as you saw in the intro. So it rides exactly like a normal bike, but then with that added power, it's so easy and smooth, it's a dream to ride. So we're coming up to the steep section of the track now. I've got it in pedal assist level 5. I'm going to drop it down a little bit on the gears. So I'm in gear 4 of 7. But the power assistance is kicking in. If I need to go down lower, I will. but no, it's quite easily getting me up here with very little effort from me. It does have a torque sensor for the motor, so it varies how much effort it puts in based on the effort that I'm putting in. So that if I try harder, it applies more motor power, which is smoother than the cadence sensors that some bikes have. So we're coming down the back now, down the hill, doing 40 kilometers an hour. To make it comparable, like I have done on the other bikes, I'm allowing it to tootle along, if you like, just under that speed restriction of 15 miles an hour, 25 kilometers an hour. You cannot unrestrict the N1 Air to keep it completely compliant with the EU and UK laws. We have seen some examples of bikes being confiscated just because they can be unrestricted or can have a throttle enabled. So just to be safe, the N1 Air doesn't have a throttle at all and cannot be unrestricted. So, but as I say, just to keep it comparable for the test purposes of this lap, I'm going to keep going at just under that speed limiter, so the motor is making most of the effort. And to be fair, it's so smooth and easy, it's unbelievable. Now, because I can't unrestrict the N1 Air, and because it's so light and easy to ride, I'm going to do something slightly different. So whereas I would normally take the bike, unrestrict it, and ride it round with the throttle, in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the maximum power assistance, but I'm going to pedal as hard and as fast as I can. So that pedal assistance will probably only be helping me out on the hill, but because of the lightness of the bike, I can cycle it like a normal bike for the rest of the time. Now, I reckon it could be a pretty quick lap, so stick with us to watch it. Coming into the end of that first lap now, and it was a really simple, easy, smooth lap. It's a really great bike. So as I said, on this second lap, where I'd normally be riding it unrestricted, what I'm doing is I'm going to ride the bike and just let the motor help me on the bits that I need it. So I'm easily on this starting straight doing 36 kilometers an hour without the motor helping me at all because I'm above that speed limit. I'm coming up onto the back hill now. This is where the bike's going to come in to help me. So that motor's kicked in. This lets me have a bit of a rest as the motor takes me up the hill. Pretty much zero effort from me getting up the hill there, but now we're back on the flat. I'm already exceeding the speed limiter because of the lightness of the bike, so I can put my foot down and see what it can do. So on the back straight now, if I want to, I can put some effort in, go into a nice high gear. I've got the wind fighting against me slightly, so I can exceed the speed limit with my power, and then if I want to rest, drop down the gears, let the motor kick in. Now let's go for a bit of a sprint on the finish. And we're done. So I've let myself recover a little bit after that last lap, but as always, this is the lap I don't like, one with no power on.
So we're on 0 power, just my legs getting us round. But this one I'm actually looking forward to more than any other, because the N1 Air is so light, it actually feels like a normal bike. Feels like exactly what I'm used to riding without electric power. It's light, it's nimble, there's low road rolling resistance. It's got a good set of gears on it, so I can get up quite a bit of speed if I want to. And then as I approach the hill, I can drop it right down. And I'm going to be lazy, but I drop it all the way down to first gear. Let's see if I can manage to get up here without getting out of the saddle. Yeah, now there's definitely no other Engwe bike that I've been able to do that with without power on. Up at the top, still tiring that hill, but it's a lot easier than any of the heavier bikes. So this bike, I think, is a perfect bike for pretty much anyone. If you don't think you need an electric bike and you want to ride it like a normal bike most of the time, then it's a great bike. Plus, if you then want to be able to do that extra mileage or just be that little bit less sweaty after a hill, then you can just knock on that power when you need it. You know, I'm on the back straight here. I'm in. Going to pop it to 4th gear. I'm going along nicely, 20 kilometers an hour without any power. And as you can see, it's a pretty easy ride. Now, to keep it light, the N1 Air doesn't have any suspension, but that makes it great for on the road or cycle tracks. It might be okay on gravel type of tracks. Probably could be classed as a gravel bike, but I wouldn't be looking to take it off-road on the mountain bike trails that some of the other Engwes can do. But if that's not for you, then it is dreamy. Quite a bit of a sprint to the finish. There we go.
So taking a look at the stats for each lap, not surprisingly the pedal assist with maximum physical effort was the fastest, but you can also see that the no power assist lap was still not a slow lap, showing how well this bike rides with and without power on. Whilst not the most comfortable, the N1 Air is pretty capable on rough tracks and grass with its low gearing and power assistance, but is more suited to cycle tracks and roads. So what do we think? Well, you may have guessed from what you've seen so far that we really like the N1 Air. Its low weight, sleek looks, tech pack functionality all float our boat. It's an absolute pleasure to ride, so much so that you forget it's an electric bike, until that power kicks in to assist you when you need it or want it. When you look at everything you get for your money, it seems pretty hard to beat, especially at its current reduced price. So if you think it suits you, we really would suggest grabbing one while this discount is on. Thanks for watching our video, and as always, if you have any questions or feedback, please pop them in the comments below. If you find the video useful, please like, share and consider subscribing.